Long time no see. I want to tell you about my birth story. It was an eventful day. I just want to say, sorry I ghosted y'all. I've been enjoying being with her for the last month. I went through a ton of postpartum anxiety, which I still have some of that, and then I had the blues, just like I'm assuming everybody does. I went in for my 40-week appointment on July 7th. I was 40 weeks one day. My doctor talked to me about how my cervix was not really doing anything. I knew that she was probably going to discuss induction with me, which is fine. She told me that we could wait till that Thursday, the 10th, or her cutoff for me would be Sunday, and she'd bring me in late Sunday night. I was kind of discouraged when I left that appointment. I remember calling Steven and crying. I was like, I don't want to be induced. I just want to let her come on her own, which there's nothing wrong with being induced. I just didn't want to do it for whatever reason. Got home and Steven was like being super secretive, and I was like, what are you doing? He's like, your push present came today. He can't keep a secret. And I was like, give it to me now. He's like, no, I kind of want to wait. And I was like, there's no reason to wait. Why would we wait? Like, just give it to me. He ended up giving me my push present that night, probably around 8 o'clock or so. And it was actually this necklace. It's from Made by Mary. It has a big heart that has his and my initial on it. It says S+C. And then 3 little hearts for my bonus daughter, my bonus son, and then obviously her. It has their initial on there. Obviously, I was super excited about that, and I love it so much. So that was Monday night at around 8 o'clock, and we went to bed just like normal. Around 12:45, my water broke. It's almost like, it's not like I was waiting on my push present, obviously, but it was like all perfect timing to me. So first I was laying there and I felt something, and I was like, oh, that feels different. And then it just like kept, and I was like, oh, okay. I woke Steven up and I was like, I think my water just broke. And he was out of bed and the lights were on in like 2 seconds. And he's like, I'm calling, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, calm down. I was like, let me make sure. And he's like, no, we're going. Like, we're having this baby tonight. Or we're having this baby. And I was like, okay. And then, of course, like I stood up and I was like, oh yeah, my water definitely broke. Call the hospital, leave and get there probably around, I want to say it was around 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 a.m. The nurses checked me. I was barely even dilated, like if anything, I think I was like a 1. What I assumed was the hospitalist came in and he was like, okay, we're gonna start Pitocin. There's nothing wrong with Pitocin. There's nothing wrong with starting it immediately. Just my medical brain, I just kind of wanted to see what my body would do on its own. You know, my water broke. Let's just see if I will, you know, if it will start progressing. I know that we're on a time clock or whatever, and that's what they told me. I had 18 hours before I was like prolonged rupture. He let me wait and finally got up to a real room. My nurse came in and there was a student with her, and she asked me when I last ate, and I was like, well, oddly enough, I didn't eat dinner last night. She kind of let me sneak a meal in, you know. And then they were like, okay, we're gonna let you get some rest. That's the most rest that I got the entire time I was there. I don't think I actually slept. I think I just laid there with my eyes closed. Nurse change was the next morning at 7 a.m. and my nurse that came in at 7 a.m. was literally an angel, like just an angel sent from heaven. She came in and she was like, okay, let's have this baby today. And I was like, all right, like whatever you want to do. She's like, have you started Pitocin? And I was like, no. And she's like, okay, we're going to start Pitocin. Like, I'm going to talk to the doctor and we're going to get you started on Pitocin. And then I'm going to ask her, I can't remember if she went ahead and asked her about the Foley balloon. That was my original induction plan, was the Foley balloon. The original induction plan for Thursday was the Foley balloon. I had heard and seen terrible things about it on TikTok, obviously. I was kind of nervous about that, but that was like literally no big deal. It didn't even hurt, and I was like, why are they making such a big deal out of this? So I got the Foley balloon. I can't remember if I'd been on Pitocin for a little bit or not. I really don't remember. They started me out at a 3 on my Pitocin dose, and they were going up by increments of 3. My nurse told me her max was going to be 30. I think typically it's like 40. She said she didn't like to get up that high, whatever, regardless. Continued to labor without the epidural. I didn't have anything against the epidural. I just kind of wanted to see how long I could go. Not how long I could go, but like I just wanted to experience some contractions and see if my body would like do its thing. Of course, it decided not to do its thing. Got the balloon, and I can't remember what time that was pulled, but at that point I was like a 4, like I dilated to a 4. Go to part 2.